Well, this just happened over in Bangladesh. America did a coup. Why? Because this country wanted to join BRICS. Yeah, most people aren't even talking about this. They had literally, and the UN, of course, is all in favor of this coup. That's why they're, see, America did what they love to call color revolution in Bangladesh. Why? Because they wanted to join BRICS. Their prime minister was elected. Yeah. And essentially she didn't support Israel. Oh, there you go. She didn't support the Ukraine, she sided with China, Russia. She would not support Israel. She supported the Palestinians, and so, because the final straw was she wanted to join BRICS, they had to do a coup. So they did. They manipulated the idiot Gen Zers to basically force her to resign and flee the country. And then they put in this pawn who has never served, and they dissolved the government. Yep. Yeah, she literally was forced to flee. And these weren't protesters. These were funded by the U.S. government to overthrow her because how dare she, And now they're trying to say, oh, we want peace. UN allowed this to happen. No one, I'm so sick of hearing how the UN's righteous and everything. No, they're dog shit. So, yeah, and and the reason this happened was America. Yeah, we caused a coup. So, yeah. She literally was forced to flee the country. So, yeah, here's the article. I'll read a bit of it. Bangladesh's leader resigns and flees country after protest. These weren't protests. These people were funded by the U.S. to essentially overthrow the government. Yeah, and you can see they have weapons. This isn't peaceful. These aren't protests. They toppled with violence. They used violence to force her out, and essentially they were funded by the U.S. government. These people are going to fucking suffer the consequences of this stupid act. Okay, the resignation came after a violent day of these were not protests. These were riots that left almost 100 dead, all committed by the United States government. Jubilant, they think they've won something by ousting their elected prime minister. Yeah, she was elected, duly elected. Thronged the streets of Bangladesh's capital on Monday after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned. I think I mispronounced her first name, and fled the country. Well, they were, the army chief said in a statement. Oh, and by the way, these people did this. They told the military to put in this puppet in a statement that the nation that the army would oversee the formation of an internal. They committed a coup. It was a military coup. Miss Hasina, 76, had ruled Bangladesh since 2009. She was forced out by weeks of protest that began peacefully and then transformed all because the U.S. government caused this. Yeah. The other clashes with security forces. She was spotted at the airport, fleeing for her life out of fear she'd get killed. In the capital, Dhaka. But hours after her resignation, her exact location was not clear. The student-led, funded by the United States, by the way, grew into a broader movement. No, they're going to find out this is going to absolutely destroy them. Seeking the removal, she didn't do anything wrong. They were lied to. The United States did this because she wanted to join BRICS. You understand, this whole thing was one big giant fucking coup. Who was seen as an increasingly authoritarian. No, she wasn't. On Sunday, no, this is a lie the West is saying. She was not authoritarian. The deadliest day of these were not protests, these were riots. God, they love to lie. Almost 100 people were reported killed in clash between security forces and demonstrators. These were not demonstrators. You don't get violent if you're demonstrating. Demonstrating isn't using violence. Okay, those are they're funded by the U.S. government. Yeah. Miss Hasina, one of the world's longest ruling female leaders, yeah, and she was a woman, had blamed the violence on her political opponents and called for resisting and anarchists with iron hands. Yeah. Oh, they were funded by the U.S. government, by the way. Let's not kid ourselves. This was all done. Ms. Hasina played a pivotal role in the politics of Bangladesh, a nation of around 170 million people that proclaimed its independence in 1971, the year I was born. She won re-election to a fourth consecutive term in January. She was the daughter of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the country's charismatic founding leader who was killed in a military coup in 1975 when Ms. Hasina was 28. She served as prime minister from 1996 to 2001 and regained power in 2009. Under her leadership, the economy, helped by investment from the garment export industry, grew quickly, and average income, she actually made people really well off. Income levels at one point surpassed those in neighboring India. Bangladesh also experienced rapid development in education, health, female participation in the labor force, and preparedness against climate disasters, including flooding and natural. Those are just normal weather. But her critics said she tried to turn the country into a one-party state. Now, this is a lie they spread. Yeah, this is lies they spread. You have to look at, this is how the West does it. They do a coup, they convince idiots, things are going to get better if you get rid of her. Yeah, can't wait till these people they get nothing. They get nothing. They're going to basically find out real quick. Yeah, they did a coup on this woman. And of course, they're lying about her. Why? Because they have to. Look at this. I mean, they literally spread lies. The woman, remember, it's in this right here. Before this, look what she had done. She had led this country. Yeah. Remember, I showed you this before. She wasn't. See, right here, the country was prospering. So why would you coup a woman who made your country better off? Unless America lied. America does this, Samantha Powers, they act like we're the good guys, and then they do things like this. So, yeah. So just let people know this was because she wanted to join BRICS. So now the people of Bangladesh will suffer the consequences of their stupidity. I have I don't care. I mean, I want to cover this because these people are stupid. They listen to America and they'll pay the consequences. You get what you pay for, Bangladesh. I will talk. This is Gilliam Mitchell. I'll talk to you later. Bye.